Alright, welcome back here at Lawn Master's Paradise. Yesterday we went to Emerald Lakes, played some little bit of practice. Today we're going to be mowing. And hopefully, if it's not too windy, I'm putting out some fertilizer, some morganite. So stick around and we'll be doing that. Alright, welcome back. This is what your lawn should be looking like when you have hybrid Bermuda stripe action. As you can tell, it's all growing in and fine, filling in. Even the plugs are working. So that's growing. Here's this side, getting stripes on that. Oh, and here's an update on my bushes. I got sunburned on them, and they're growing back finally. So that's growing in. Here's a update on my neighbor's lawn. All blackjack. Look at that. Pushing it hard with fertilizer and watering it. I came out, I made that video. I put a whole bag of lime, a whole bag of 15-pound bag of iron, and put out some triple 13 on here. And this is what it looks like. So that's the update. And now we're going to be talking about fertilizer. So a lot of you know that I use that 1468 on my lawn. And now it's time to go a little organic, simply for the fact that, you know, I don't want to go to the store every month, and well, I will have to, but Earth and Science is the best fertilizer for right now. If you want a slow release, it's a 511, which is very good. Yeah, it covers 2,500 feet. The difference between morganite and milorganite is milorganite has a ton of phosphorus. People are like, oh, milorganite. No, you're going to damage your lawn, the soil, completely just ruin what you're growing. Doesn't matter if you have warm season, cool season, whatnot. Milorganite is a 640, has phosphorus. 4 is the phosphorus, okay? So when you're working with phosphorus, usually you want phosphorus a tad bit, a little, not a ton. Milorganite, you put down a 5-6 pounds of that. That's a lot of phosphorus. So you don't want to be pushing phosphorus like you're pushing nitrogen in your lawn. That's why I came out here. I was cutting at 3/8 of an inch, and I raised it up one at a 1/2 inch, and now it's gorgeous. But we're putting this out today. 5% nitrogen, 1% phosphorus, 1% potassium. That's what I'm going to be using. Slow release. So it slowly releases over the time it feeds and stuff like that. I also will show you guys what the particle size is on this. I was surprised at it too. It's a little bit bigger, I mean, but other than that, we'll get right into it. Generally, I usually tell people about fertilizers. You want a balanced fertilizer to start out with. I wouldn't go out and buy expensive fertilizer if you don't know what fertilizer you're working with. But I'll show you guys here in just a second. Take you guys off the tripod. But here's what this looks like. It's pretty good. The other bag I had was a little bit different, but this is a lot better. I think every bag's different. Simply for the fact that you want particle size. Particle size is the best thing for your lawn. So when I talk about particle size matters. You see these stripes? That's what you want, okay? Particle size is an even distribution all over your lawn to make your lawn healthy. So I'll use an example here real quick of rocks, okay? This one rock, okay? This one rock here cannot feed this whole entire area, okay? This one rock is not going to feed this whole entire area, okay? That rock is not going to feed this whole entire area, okay? It's just going to sit there in one little spot and melt, okay? So that's what I'm saying is even distribution about your fertilizer is the best way of doing it. So every little particle gets it. Now, I'll use a little bit smaller rocks to get the point across. Now, particle size. Every little particle is going to get where it's going to be at. Particles per square inch is where your turf and with your fertilizer, your fertilizer should be at. It shouldn't be these big hunka chunka rocks looking things. It should be this. This is your fertilizer. This is what it should look like when you put down fertilizer. Okay? So, when you put down a fertilizer, it shouldn't take, you shouldn't have to put down a half a bag of fertilizer on your lawn in order to get your even distribution. Okay? So, that's why I talk about particle size. It doesn't matter if you have cool season, warm season, stuff like that. So, that's the biggest thing. And I'll show you guys putting it out. Alright, so this is my measuring bucket. I filled this up completely to the top of fertilizer. This is going to distribute all over my lawn. So the way I mow is the way I'm going to fertilize, okay? The way you should fertilize is the same way you should mow, okay? So that's why people say, oh, how come my lawn's not that dark green and looking all nice? It's because you're not using the right products. You know, humic acid is the best. Humichar. I mean, you can go on there and spend $100 and something bucks. I think it's well worth it. But I said that before. If you guys want a soil, good looking soil, get that. But yeah. So another thing, sea kelp. Spraying supplements on your lawn is going to have this effect, okay? Spraying humic acid, liquid humic, liquid sea kelp, liquid iron. Now, do your soil test before you start throwing stuff down. If you don't know how to do a soil test, go back to one of my videos. I did a soil test, I read the results, and this is what it looks like, okay? So I'm doing small amounts now simply for the fact that I have a lot of fertilizer in my soil. People are like, you don't need any more fertilizer. Not true, because, you know, lawns eat it just like us humans eat food. So, back to the video. So, that's how you put it out. Next, you're going to take all that fertilizer that you just have on the concrete and everything, take your blower, blow it back in. After you've done that, make sure every particle's in your yard. And then the most crucial step that a lot of people probably don't even get or even do because they say it's too much time and yard work's too much and stuff like that, yada yada yada, with complaints and whatever, is water it in. Water it for 25-30 minutes. Water it in real well. Right now is not the time for me to be watering because I did water a couple days ago heavily, but I haven't put out a fertilizer application. So I'm going to go for water it in, blow it all in, and I won't bore you with that step. So follow those simple steps and you'll have a good looking lawn. And pick the right grass seeds. So if you have full sun in your yard, don't go with a fescue, rye, Kentucky blue, any cool season grass in full sun. I guarantee you, it'll burn right out. Go with a Bermuda grass and actually research what the benefits are for Bermuda grass versus cool season, because I'll tell you right now, cool season grass does not crowd out weeds like Bermuda does. And if you want nice looking lawn, you want neighbors to say, well, that's a nice looking grass, then this is the grass that you need. This is a hybrid Bermuda, which is a hybrid means it doesn't have the seeds in it. It's sterile. So you have to get through plugs or runners or sprigging. So from Lawn Master at Lawn Master's Paradise, please like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one.